Hare Krishna and welcome back to Ways to Welcome Krishna into Your Heart and Home. Today is our last in this video series, and soon we'll be starting a new series which we'll talk about at the end of this current video. Today we're going to do a little wrap up on what we've learnt so far and how you can keep this going for yourselves, and then, as I said, of course, talking about what we'll be doing next. So far we have covered, we did a little introduction at the start, and that was telling you what to expect, but also telling you about cleanliness. So as we talked about in the first video, this really goes down for every lesson that we learn. The cleanliness always comes first. The other things that we covered was how to keep your home and your temple clean, and why this was so important, because when you welcome Krishna into your home, it becomes a temple. So it really is important to keep that temple clean and keep your home as clean as if Krishna was there. And that old saying of cleanliness is next to godliness really does ring true in this instance. Chanting on japa beads and meditation, and how you can incorporate that into your life and your daily practices. I hope that you've taken something from this and that this is something that you may have chosen to continue with. Home altar worship, we discussed how to look after your deities. I've got my Gaur Nitai up there, how you can look after them. You don't have to have Gaur Nitai, but discussing some of those options. And I really mainly focused on what I do as an introduction, so that you can look further into that. Of course, that is open to interpretation. If you wanted more information, of course, you can contact me, or I can put you in touch with our mentor system or our local preaching centre or temple. You just have to let me know and we can find someone that's near you. Kirtan, so you would have seen a little demonstration. My daughter Jennifer and I did some kirtan, which was singing to the deities, and we just did a little short one, which was the Hare Krishna mantra, which is known as the Maha mantra, and that is something that you would see the Krishnas in their orange outfits mainly, and they go around and sing that in the streets. So that is something that you can do every day to welcome Krishna into your home. The next one was reading spiritual texts, so that was such as the Bhagavad Gita, also taking that a little bit further and listening to lectures from gurus and spiritual masters, so that you can learn a little bit more. And you can even listen to that in your car or while you're making prasadam or food for your family and your deities. There's lots of ways that you can incorporate that into your daily life. Then, of course, there is temple classes if you wanted to do it outside of home, and classes at your preaching centre. You may even choose to join. I used to be part of a little group who did spiritual readings, and every Sunday we would read one text only of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We would allow 1 hour, and we would all take a turn in who gave the class, which is really scary at first, because we did the Sanskrit, the translation, the purport, and then what we learned from that lesson. It was actually really good, because the more you teach, the more you actually take from it, because you're taking that extra time to make sure you've got amazing points to put across to other people. So it really is a good way to learn by teaching. I know that sounds a bit back to front, but it really is a good way. The next thing we talked about, which was our last lesson, was different ways to see Krishna in the world. And that was the daily things that you can do to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And that could be as simple as seeing that Krishna is the light and the sun in the sun, and the heat from the sun, the light from the moon, the taste of water, the symbol Om, the body of water being the ocean. So there's lots of different ways, and I also encouraged you to look further into this in Bhagavad Gita. Specifically, chapters 7 and 9 have a lot of lessons around that. And this is just our little wrap-up video, so I thank you very much for coming along with me. And I guess the biggest lessons that I would like to pass along to you are that there are ways that you can always remember to welcome Krishna into your home if you really want to. They can be as simple as, getting up in the morning and paying your obeisances, or as complex as bringing lessons into your home and teaching others. It really is up to you how far you choose to take this. And as I said, this is probably the thing that appealed to me the most, is when I very first met my mentor, and she said to me, it's up to you what you choose to do, how much you want to make this your life. And I appreciated that it didn't feel like something I had to do all or nothing. It really was about levels of what you're comfortable with. And I've always taken that and passed that on to others as well. So I think that there are a few things to always remember how to bring Krishna into your home and keep Krishna into your home and heart. And one of those things is to always think and remember, how can I become motivated to always practice bhakti? How to consistently remember Krishna and how to share Krishna with others. The next one is to chant and hear daily. It's very important and easy to do. Preaching and sharing Krishna conscious regularly on whatever level you choose to do that, whether it's in your home, little bits that you might like to share with friends, you might like to share some little scriptures online or some tips online, or you actually might be the kind of person who likes to learn enough to preach to others at the centre. So that really is another one of those things, depends on how big you choose to make it. And the last one is to remind ourselves always, why are we doing what we are doing? So whatever level that is for you, always remembering to have Krishna in your heart and home. Why? Why have you chosen to do that? And I think sometimes if you have a why, it actually makes doing things a little bit easier. I really hope you've enjoyed this series. Our next series is going to be a few weeks away because I actually have my guru coming soon. So him attending, he's actually going to attend my home. But him attending is a pretty big deal. So there's a lot that we have to do to prepare. But after that, the new series is going to be Come to Temple with Me. And the idea of this series is to let you know what you can expect. So when you are ready to attend a preaching centre or a temple, what is going to be there. And I honestly wish that I had someone that had shown me this before I started, because it really is quite overwhelming. There are people there, and every centre I have gone to, there has been someone that has been very willing to sit down and say, they're doing this because. But if you have some of the basics and know what to expect, that's one less thing to try and concentrate on and understand when you get there. So these will be small lessons that will tell you what to do and why to do them, what's expected and why we do this and how it respects the Lord's. And also it will show you, we'll do one down at the big new Govardhan in New South Wales. It will show you that there's not just one type of deity. So I've got Gaur Nitai here. Our local preaching centre has different ones and our temple has different ones again. But the basis behind all of those is Srila Prabhupada, who you can see here. Srila Prabhupada's up behind me, and he's also on this big picture. I'll just move that up here so you can see. So he is the person who brought Krishna consciousness to the West so that we could all share Krishna. So we really must be thankful for him to help us, for helping us with all of that. And as I said, I really look forward to the next one. I've really enjoyed doing this series with you, so I hope you've enjoyed it too. My name is Vraja Vilasini. Hare Krishna.